Hello, it's Lolly. I had another crafty dream last night, so I thought I'd better play around with it and see what came of it. So I was dreaming about a shaker in a frame. Now, you know I've been doing a lot of thrift store shopping lately, and this is almost entirely made of items that I have gotten from the thrift store. So I've got a frame, and all the edging and sequins and everything in here is from thrift store shopping, except for this, which was from Michael's last year, and the actual paper, the love paper, which was also from Michael's. So if you are interested in how I did it, stay tuned and you can watch me do another one for you. So what you're going to need is a frame. Okay, and there needs to be some room between the glass and the edge of the wood, something that you can work with. Now this one is pretty slanted, but I think I'll still be able to work with it. And then you want to open the back and remove that. I already took the sticker off and cleaned the glass. This was the decoration that came with it. And then the cardboard in the back, measure that, and that's the size of the paper that you're going to use for the inside. Then for the front, you'll need a piece of acetate, and just measure out on the outside of the frame how far you want to go with the acetate. It needs to cover enough that you've got area to glue it on there. And then whatever sort of trim you want to use around that. So this is kind of cute. I might use that for something later on. So the first thing I did with this was I turned it over, and this little ledge where the glass goes, I actually put E6000 in there, which I have lost. Here it is. Okay. And not thick. I just went around, and I'm actually touching the wood and pushing down on the wood as I go. So I'm just basically getting a light film. The reason being, since I'm putting sequins and things in there, I want to make sure that we don't have escapees. Make sure this glass stays. So of course, if it gets broken, you're not going to be replacing this glass too easily. Okay, lid on. Make sure you use E6000 in a well-ventilated area. Okay. And just push that down a little bit to make sure I have a good seal. Now with my other one, I went ahead and let that dry for a good 20 minutes. I see I have a little too much right in here. You can catch some of the extra goops up. Okay. Alrighty, hold on. So you want to make sure you're not putting in so much E6000 it's squirting out, and that's what I had to make sure I was not getting a lot of E6000 on this side of the glass. So once you get that in there, put in your paper and your back, and then if you have one like this that has an easel stand on it, make sure your picture is oriented correctly. Okay, I'm going to have to use my screwdriver to push this down. Hold on. I didn't want to grab my scissors to use because I don't want to ruin any of my scissors. Just want to push these little staples back into place to hold my glass firmly. You want to make sure you've got a good firm seal there, so that you don't have any sequins escaping. There. And then the other thing you're going to need is whatever sequins and shaker bits that you want to put inside here. Now because we have, you have to judge by how deep your frame is. And since I have plenty of room, I can go deep on my supplies. Okay, so here's some seed beads. And like I said, all of this I've gotten from thrift stores. These are just some plastic or resin pieces that are flat backed. I want to use some of those. They may flip over, I don't know, we'll see. And I have more that I've gotten from thrift stores. Okay, so here's some red beads. I think, you know, what would look really cute in here would be maybe a metal key. Now this was just on clearance at Michael's, it's Recollections. You know, some of these sequins tend to stick to your shakers. One of the things you can do is if you have one of those anti-static things that you use for embossing, you can use that to run around the edges and around your acetate. Or you can use a dryer sheet too. Let me get some of my tools picked up. Okay, now we've got that all in there. I want to see if I can get this so it's not glaring at you here. Let's see if that will work. That's better anyway. So I have a piece of acetate already cut, and so what I want to do is to seal this is I'm going to use the E6000 and go right around the edge here, and again I am pushing down on the wood so that I have a flat line of glue, not, a mountain of glue, if that makes sense. I want to flatten it out. And E6000 takes a while to dry, so I know I have time to play around with this to get my acetate on there the right way. But you don't want to skip, because you don't want any escapees in your shaker bits. Okay, I think I got it. Now, that's one of the reasons I'm using edging, is because then I can cover up the fact that this has been glued on. Now, I'm just going to tap this on there to make sure I have a good seal. And I can see through the acetate whether it's got a good seal, because I could see the glue through it. And I really do advise you letting this set for a good 20 minutes before coming back and putting your edging around it. Okay, so hold tight. Okay, now you know me, I'm not a hot glue gun fan. Reason being mostly because it's not permanent. Especially when you're dealing with gluing things that are metal to wood, or anything to wood or to metal, or slick surfaces, it does not hold permanently. If this is something that's going to be sitting on a shelf, it's not a problem. If it's something that's going to take wear and tear, like a journal cover or something you're going to mail, then I'm definitely not a fan of hot glue for those things. For video purposes, I like using it because it's quick, and I'm also wanting to use this because I think this is something it would benefit from, the ability to move quickly with it. Okay, I'm going to put a little bead right there. Again, you need to not make a mountain of glue, but more like a flat area of glue. And I'm just going to do little bits at a time, because you know hot glue dries up pretty quickly. I'm going to get around to the corners. Now, I got this lace at the thrift store too, so it's not very ironed or smooth. I'm just going to go ahead and go with it, because I think that'll work. Gives it more of a vintage look anyway, right? That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Okay. And obviously the color of lace you pick is, you want it to go with your project well, so I'm going to take a chance and go all the way to the end here. Okay, turn. So I'm basically doubling it up on the corner so it will turn the corner for me. And that one didn't go as quickly as I'd like. There we go. So I'm covering up all evidence that I have glued this acetate to the wood. And you don't see it. And I did start at the bottom because I want, as the lace overlaps, I can stick a little embellishment on the bottom to cover up the overlapping seam of having two edges of this lace there. Okay. There we go. So far I have not burned my fingers. If you have one of those cell phones that you use your fingerprint or thumbprint to gain access to your phone, mine doesn't work. I don't think I have thumbprints anymore because I did use so much hot glue back in the day. I just don't think I have any fingerprints anymore. It doesn't matter which finger I use. I don't seem to be able to get those to work for me on the phone. Okay. It's nice in theory. Okay, now usually I like to use fabric scissors to cut off a nice sharp edge. But I think I'll use my Tim Holtz here. Cover that up. There you go. Now, something right that you can cover that bit up. You don't have to. Be cute with a bow. It also depends on whether you're going to hang this. I guess we're going to have to hang that. I'm looking for my little embellishments. So these, I got these from Michael's last year at the end of Valentine. And, well, they were really cute. I thought I'll be able to use those next year. I'll put 3 there. No, these ones all spell out something, so I don't know. Let's see. Heart and heart. Let's do that. There we go. And when it's all dry, we can get rid of all that glue, all the glue strings there. Unplug my hot glue gun. Let me get this out of the glare. I'm so sorry for that. There you go. Bring that up where you can see it. And the first one again. And so you could still read it even when all of this is bunched at the bottom. I just love it. I just think it's so cute. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And that's what my crafty dream was about this time. Let's get that in the shot without the glare. And so most of it from thrift store hauls. So who knew, right? Thank you for watching and subscribing to my channel and giving me a thumbs up.